Well, Troy, you are correct. We had a beautiful week for Husker harvest days. No major precipitation outside of a few spotty showers in the western one-third of the state. We escaped most of the heat. We did not escape the wind. The real hot temperatures, of course, across the western third of the state where we consistently broke the 90s and even approached the 100-degree mark in north central Nebraska. The big news this week, of course, and it has been, was with Hurricane Florence as it comes into the southeastern United States and where the remnants of that will eventually make its way as it tries to make its way westward before being lifted up into the northeastern United States. And of course, how much flooding are we going to deal with as we have a very slow moving system. So if we look at the upper air pattern for today, we have basically the remnants of Hurricane Florence coming on shore. We have another system that coming in just to the south of the Texas border, a little tropical system. And we have that low pressure system right on the eastern seaboard, and we have low pressure up into the northwestern United States with high pressure caught in between. So here's your precipitation shield with the remnants of this tropical system coming into to southern Texas and of course the eastern seaboard. We have this trough that's slowly making its way to this region. We do show surface lows developing as we go into tomorrow in the high plains region, but the absence of moisture is what is lacking to really get things generated. Most of the precipitation to our south and to southeast, a little bit of moisture making its way up into the northwest. Now, as we get into the day Monday, this trough starts to make its way closer to the state, showing a series of low pressure systems trying to develop basically in southwestern Kansas and eastern Nebraska. That's going to give us a little bit of lift into this system, but really not real aggressive with the precipitation as most of the heavy stuff stays to our north. And then we start to see that trough shifting just a little bit slightly to our east. We don't see much in the way of low pressure systems except down in the Texas Panhandle. That is going to help lift a little bit of moisture, and we'll get a convergence across southern Nebraska. Right now, probably less than a half an inch total. The high pressure system slips off to the southeast. The trough makes it even closer, start to bring in a little bit cooler weather in the region. We still show some low pressure systems basically in southwestern Nebraska. This will continue to lift moisture up, and it looks like the most of the precipitation on Wednesday is going to shift over Iowa and points to the east as this flow takes it off into the eastern seaboard. It also catches what's left of Hurricane Florence and moves it up into the northeast. Surface low indicated down in south central Kansas. That will continue to lift, and the major precipitation looks to be in those areas that have been hit off and on with heavy precipitation for most of the summer. And then on Friday, yet another trough tries to move in and will start to lift through the region. So we are probably going to stay more on the cooler side as the models have kind of switched a little bit, and looking at this low pressure system to our south will really converge the moisture just to our south. Some of that make it into southeastern Nebraska and a little bit up into the western Dakotas. But for the most part, the northwestern part of the country is continuing a dry trend that has been fairly well established for the last 30 days. Now, as we look at the forecast going forward, the GFS models are indicating above normal warming, and so was the European. But the most recent model runs are starting to trend back away from this and actually bring the normal temperatures a little closer into our region. In terms of precipitation, with yet a couple more systems going to come out of that trough in the western United States, there is an indication of, once again, a period of above normal moisture, particularly next week and through the following weeks. So we'll pay attention closely to this. The big uncertainty will be the eastern Corn Belt as the remnants of Florence move up the Appalachian chain, whether or not we see some extensive flooding into the eastern Corn Belt, but it does look, Troy, that at least for the time being, we're going to have a nice weekend.